Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Divine Rebel, and my name is Racy. I'm going to be doing a reading today. So, this is a general reading. There's no zodiac signs attached to it or anything like that. I just kind of felt guided. And whenever I do cards, I always hold the intention that you receive this message when it's meant for you, that it resonates with you however it's meant to resonate with you at this time. Okay, so take from it what you resonate with. If you don't resonate with anything, then just, leave it be. However, I do use profanity and stuff like that, and I talk about adult things sometimes. So if that's not your thing, then, just respectfully click off now, and I'm going to continue. So I asked the universe, what is the energy, right? What is the energy right now that it wants me to focus on? So for those of you who were guided to this reading, the cards flew out rather quickly. I used my Wild Unknown Tarot by Kim Krans. Okay, this is the one I use almost all the time. And so I got the Hierophant, followed by the Three of Swords, and the Ten of Wands. So now I know why I was guided to do some card reads for you, right? Because this is the energy we're going to be working through, and that's the intent of the rest of the cards that I'm going to pull. With this energy, with the Hierophant, these are things that we believed in our mind, things that we learned, things that we were taught that shaped who we are. They shaped our foundation. This is the Hierophant. And what we believe in, especially when it comes to communicating our truth with others, it's very difficult, right? It's very difficult. The key, right? Truth is the key to love. And the truth here is all tied up in these red ribbons, and red is the color of the root chakra, which is survival or faith and trust in the divine versus fear. So when I see the swords, representing the Three of Swords is traditional tarot. You see the heart, three swords stabbing through it. This is almost like your heart being wrapped up in fear. Fear of it being not worth it. Fear of losing something, like holding too many wands. It's like, this guy could make his life a whole lot fucking easier if he just let go of some of those wands. Like, does he really need them all? Does he need them all now? Can he make a couple extra trips? Is there anybody that can help him? This dude ain't asking for help. He's putting all this struggle on himself. Right? Lost in his own darkness, just dealing with all these fucking wands, right? And this is your energy. This is your energy right now. You're feeling kind of heartbroken. You're feeling like you can't trust love. You're feeling like you can't trust because what you've been taught about opening up and being honest and truthful when it comes to love is heartbreak. That it's a lot of work right now to open yourself up to love. So if this message is catching you, we're going to help you heal this. Okay, I'm going to pull you some advice cards for this energy. Consider it like a private reading in divine time, right? When you're aligned, you get this reading and you get this message. So here's your own personal private reading in divine time. So this is the energy that you're embodying. This is the advice that my cards are going to give you. Okay, and I pulled 5 other decks that I was guided to use. I just do as I'm guided, okay? I do as I'm guided. So the first deck that I was guided to use was my Power of Love deck right here. And I'm just going to pull with the universe, speak to you, and give you the best advice it can give you. These cards, I always look at these affirmations as reminders. You know, things that you forgot that you need to remember that will help you get out of this energy. Okay, so this is what you've forgotten that you need to remember. Those who are catching this message, what do they need to know? Priorities. Understand the paramount importance of manifesting love in all situations. That's the priority. You can't be doing things out of spite or out of fear or out of anger or resentment or afraid of being judged or whatever. Like, in order to manifest better or better out of a specific person, because you know they have potential. You know they're better than this. You know they have more to give than what they're giving. They have more to offer than what they're offering, and they deserve a whole lot more than what they're accepting for themselves. And so if you can't change other people, you can't change their vibration. You can only control and focus on yourself. You can only change yourself. You can only resonate the energy that you can resonate out. Okay? So this is all about prioritizing, putting love in everything that you do. Everything that you do, whether you think it, speak it, act it out, put loving intention out there. If you can take just a split second before reacting to something or someone and just hold back for a moment and ask or intend that anything that comes out of your mouth is in the highest good of all. Just hold the intention. It doesn't matter what comes out after. Because you took a moment to put love in the highest good of all in whatever it is. The rest is the universe's divine orchestration. Okay, we don't have to understand how that works. We just have to come from a space where our truth is loving. Whether they take it that way or not is their healing. It's their healing. It's going to trigger or awaken or whatever it's going to do in divine time. But you have to set the intention and make it a priority to put love in what you do and what you say and how you act. Right? If you can't respect yourself for what you're thinking, if you can't respect yourself for what you're doing, if you can't respect yourself for what you're saying, then you shouldn't be saying, doing, or acting, being those things. You can't respect yourself for it. If something does not make you feel good and you're doing it anyway, or you're saying it anyway, can you respect yourself for doing something that doesn't feel good? It's the easiest way. The easiest way to identify whether you should or shouldn't be saying, doing, being, whatever. If it doesn't feel good not to be yourself, can you respect yourself? The answer is no. So make it a priority to put love in all that you do, to feel good about all that you do, to respect yourself for all that you do, all that you think, all that you say. Make it a point. Make it a point. If you're not happy and you're struggling with things, the universe's advice, number one to you, is to prioritize love. Prioritize loving vibration, loving energy. Okay? I'm going to pull from my Sacred Rebels Oracle by Alana Fairchild. I love this deck. I mean, I am a Divine Rebel, so having a Sacred Rebels deck, I was like, I was excited. Sorry. I'm nerding out over here. Okay. So what energy and advice would the universe give to you in your highest good? So we got 2 cards. We got the perfection of your life and defend to the end the worthwhile. The numbers on the cards are 30 and 23. Look at the contrast between these two cards. So I'm going to read these. I'm going to read these right from the book, and you can take it as it resonates. And of course, I'll give my little, intuitive snippets in there. All right, so the perfection of your life, card number 30. It says, have you ever seen a storm pictured from above? It can appear to be so beautiful and elegant. This is certainly different to the ground view, which can be quite a violent experience. So too, there is great beauty in your life now. However, at this point in the natural process, you may be experiencing it as anxiety-inducing rather than beautiful. You may sense it as internal chaos. Right? We got all that over here. You may feel it as something that is waiting to erupt from within, as a restlessness or an anxiety that you cannot quite articulate but sense vaguely nonetheless. You can feel like that pressure, like building underneath the surface, like something's got to give. Perhaps the chaos is fully fledged and a person or situation in your life is causing all kinds of havoc, upheaval, or change and uncertainty in your world. Whether the chaos seems subtle, strong, internal, or external, this oracle brings the same message for you. All is unfolding according to a perfect higher order. You are currently enduring a cosmic spiritual storm which is having an impact on you. It is clearing things out, ruffling feathers. Watch them for signs. You guys, cross feathers are like fluffy white things. Ruffling feathers and preparing you for what is lovely, super fresh, uplifting feeling that one experiences after the storm has finally passed. If you have drawn the oracle of after the storm, or are drawn to read that message, we are encouraged to do so. Okay. If you cannot believe there is anything happening, even at a subtle level, because you feel stuck, denied, bored, thwarted, or stale, this oracle brings you a message also. No matter what appears to be, in truth, there is only the unfolding creative genius of the universe. You are not forgotten. You have not been overlooked. You have not been denied, found wanting, or rejected as unworthy. The storm that needs to erupt is in your own heart. Do your liberating rain dance. Rage, weep, pray, dance, paint, sing, whatever you need to express, however it is needed to be expressed, to exercise the blocked energy in your heart space. Then you will call on the powerful protection of your life path as it aligns for the next creative turn of the spiral of life. Once again, you will trust and directly experience the flower of life unfolding within you and around you. You know, these things, these lessons, these cards, when we start going through the fucking shitstorm of life, right, and everything we believe is being tested, when we feel like the universe is literally fucking pushing us to our limits and cracking the things that we believe in, whether we maybe once thought that love was real and now we're feeling like love is nothing but pain and it's a struggle and it's a stress and it's a burden. These things are not true. That is false belief. Love is not pain. The fear of love is what causes pain. People running from it. And so the universe is asking you to recognize that this chaos is really to teach you how to love yourself. You know, you haven't been neglected or rejected or denied or forgotten by the universe, but maybe you have forgotten yourself. Maybe you've forgotten to love yourself, to take that time out, to follow your heart, no matter what that is, including dancing in the rain. You know, you forgot what it's like to just be crazy you for a minute and not care what anybody else thinks. Forgot what it's like to love you, being your authentic you. And, you know, these circumstances, this restlessness, you know, that you can't quite experience, you know, express what you're experiencing, this feeling of, you know, something's about to give. It's this inner you, like, dying to bust the fuck out. Your inner you that wants to respect yourself and feel good, that's being pushed down and repressed because you're fitting other people's standards, or you're fitting into what other people's expectations are. You are afraid of being judged by others or the collective or a certain individual or whatever. You're busting out the seams, pretty much. Your inner being is like screaming to bust out and just be. And the universe has put all of this havoc in your life in order for you to realize this simple truth. That you need to love yourself, that you need to prioritize yourself, that you need to respect yourself above all else. Because you're good to nobody if you're falling apart or blowing up or shutting love out of your life. You're no good to anybody like that. Right? You're no good to anybody like that. You're no good to yourself. You're no good to yourself that way. Look how motivated you are to get up and make positive changes. You know? You're out looking for answers, and the universe is telling you it's right there. You got to change your perspective, right? You got to prioritize and put love in everything that you do. Self-love is the priority. This is the perfection of your life. Self-love. Recognizing that the storm is to help you find that. And that every time you go through a storm in your life, it's to help you redirect your energy back to self. Because if you're not loving yourself, you can't put love energy out into the universe, because the inner reflects in the outer. Well, the universe, the highest good, wants you to love, right? Wants you to have love energy that's going out there. Loving vibration, high, positive vibration. So if you're sitting in a negative place, the only vibe you're putting out there is negative. And that's what you attract, because like attracts like. The universe is saying it starts with you. I'm going to read this card, number 23. Defend to the end, the worthwhile. I feel like I really love this card. I love that the owl energy is on this card. Like here, it's almost like we're looking at the bigger picture, right? We're looking at the bigger picture, that it comes down to self-love, but I feel like this is going to get really specific. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Defend to the end, the worthwhile. Ready. Beneath the illusions, pretty as they might seem, you know what is real. Beneath the lies, sweet though they may sound, you know what is worthwhile. All that is genuinely and truly essential for the heart to throb with life is worthwhile. Anything that dulls it or suffocates its vibrant aliveness must be questioned, challenged, and more than likely cast aside, for the heart is our key to living an authentic life. What is there? What is there once that is compromised? What is there once that is compromised without its foundation of truth, we are able to be forever lost in confusion, doubt, and despair. What is there once that is compromised? You know, when you cast aside the things in your heart, I'm going to put this down for a second. When you cast aside your beliefs, right? The key to love is truth. And you're wrapping your truth up in fear, right? These swords are about clarity and thought and communication. And when you're communicating from a place of fear, that's what you get. That's what you get. You know, when this card talks about defending the things that you love, and this card is talking about loving yourself, I mean, how much more do I really need to read? I'm going to read it anyway. But really, think about that. The way these cards have projected out, they told you this is what the problem is. This is what you need to remember. This is the bigger picture, the bigger vision. And this is how to identify. This is how to identify you. Defend to the end the worthwhile. Defend your authenticity. The things that you can respect yourself for. The things about you that you are, that you do, that you're into, that make you feel good. You are a sacred warrior, a defender of your heart. You have cried genuine tears of your own grief and also the grief of the world. You have raged at injustices and oppression witnessed in your own life and in the world that you love. You have felt the need to protect the presence of love, for while it is exceptionally powerful, it can too easily be smothered under lies and fear. The sacred warrior must not heed the dangerous voices that say, stop being so sensitive, stop making such a big deal out of things. Love is the biggest deal there is. What else is worth being so sensitive about? The sacred warrior is vigilant, that the presence of love is not chipped away by fear, criticism, doubt, or untruths. Even if others find the unflinching honesty of your feelings difficult to handle, even if those feelings are expressed with gentleness and compassion, the sacred warrior honors the task of being more faithful to love than anything else. This includes the fear of loss. It includes the fear of anything at all. This oracle brings guidance to honor even the smallest steps in your path of the sacred warrior. They are no less important than the more noticeable or dramatic actions on the path. One drop can fill a whole bucket if given enough time. One single misstep can begin a landslide of great devastation. Being vigilant with what is meaningful and what is truthful, even in the smallest and seemingly most insignificant ways, strengthens the sacred warrior and prevents darkness from gaining a stronghold from the inside. From the inside. That darkness will be intelligent. It is the egoic mind. It will tell you that things don't matter, that what you love doesn't matter, that how you love does not matter, and that you might want love, but it is not meant for you now. That is one time you can forget what you promised, that you're just one person and you can't make a difference anyway. That this one time you can forget what you promised, that you are just one person and you can't make a difference anyway. We deny and forget the promises that we make to ourselves. When we tell ourselves we'll never go through this again, we'll never do that again, we manifest the whole experience over with a completely new person sometimes. And we break our own promises because we don't face the darkness in there. The darkness will lure you into an ambivalence of sleep and dull your light if you allow it to. The sacred warrior within is awakened and will fight with love and honor to be true to what has meaning and never, ever allow it to be cast aside, even if it seems easier in the moment. The sacred warrior finds joy and humor in life. It laughs with the process and dances to prevent the seriousness of the task from stifling the heart that just wants to live and be free. That joy brings strength to the warrior and an expanded, relaxed awareness that can sense the presence of fear, whether it is masked as anger, hate, or doubt, and immediately respond to it with fierce compassion. The sacred warrior will not allow fear to gain a stronghold within the heart. This is about staying strong. This whole reading, and I'm going to pull two other cards because I'm going to leave you with an action card and a universe has your back affirmation. But these cards, if you've manifested this message, if you want to pull yourself out of this energy, you really want to believe, if you know love is real, you know love is out there, you know what you have to offer, you know what you have to give, you know that love is not meant to be painful. You know you shouldn't be forced to be something or someone other than what you are, to do things and feel things or think things that truly don't resonate with you. Don't ever shut out your heart space. Just learn how to listen to it. Learn how to take its advice early. And I had this conversation, right? Divine timing conversations. I had a conversation today. And it was all about knowing the difference between fear and intuition. And your fear, right, is different. There's red flags, okay? Fear is an illusion, and then there's your intuition. Red flags, when your intuition starts popping and saying, hey, something doesn't feel right there. Hey, this is a pattern that you've witnessed before, you experienced before. Hey, that's a red flag. And your mind will start to make excuses, right? Yeah, but you know what, it's just this one time, or maybe they had a bad day, or maybe they're just going through this or going through that, and blah, 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 and you talk yourself out of it. Well, your intuition was pinging, hello, red flag, something doesn't seem right. It's bringing up the past memories that we don't ever want to live through again, right? We made a promise to ourselves, we weren't dealing with that shit anymore. The red flags are going off, and the mind denies it, right? Because you have good sound reason. You have good sound reason. Now, if you're in a relationship with someone and you keep thinking that maybe they're cheating on you, but they're giving you no red flags, right? There's no actual anything that they're doing or saying that would make you feel like they're actually cheating. They do come home on time. They are there for you. They're good to you. Maybe they're tired, but, they're not doing anything that would make you think that they're cheating. It's just a fear in your mind. That's just a fear in your mind. If someone is giving you no reason to believe that they are being unfaithful, especially with couples who have reconciled after cheating, right? You always have this underlying fear that maybe they still are or whatever. If they're not giving you any more red flags, if you've reconciled and started over and they're not giving you any more red flags, then everything that's going on in your mind is just a fear. But if something in here is telling you something's not right, no matter how much your mind tries to talk you out of it and make excuses for it, that's your intuition setting off red flags and being like, listen, what you're afraid of is actually like me telling you need to be aware. Like, wake up to it. Like, hello. Like, you don't feel good. You don't feel good. Dealing with this and going with this, you don't feel good. They're giving you reasons. They're giving you red flags. See, this is not what you fear appears. You have hunches. You're an intuitive being. You have hunches. So, this message, I feel like this is going to reach a bunch of people in different ways. So take it how it resonates. But bottom line, the message of this whole reading is to respect yourself and feel good with what you're doing, saying, being. If you can't feel good about what you're saying, doing, or being, and you're forcing yourself to be something that you don't want to be, then you're off your energy, you're off path. Get back to your authentic self. Get back to loving yourself enough to not accepting that you can't be yourself. Just be. Just be. You're gay? Be gay. If you're straight, go be straight. If you were gay and now you're straight, great. If you used to love somebody and you still do, and great. And if you don't, great. But do what feels good. Do what feels good. If it feels good to love that person, great. Keep loving them. But if loving them hurts you because they're not reciprocating, then you need to love yourself enough to stop giving all your love to them. You know what I mean? It has to feel good. It has to feel good. Universe has your back cards. I love these cards. Gabrielle Bernstein. So what does the universe want you to remember no matter what? What does it want you to remember no matter what? What message? The universe has your back always. There's no right or wrong way. Because if you don't respect yourself, the universe is just going to keep giving you situations where you need to respect yourself that don't feel good. So the universe has your back. It's going to get you back on track. No matter what, because it loves you. The universe loves you. No matter what. And it doesn't want to see you on the wrong path. It doesn't want to see you hurting. And so it's just going to give you opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to stand up for yourself and respect yourself and love yourself, right? I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the first time with the eyes of love. I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the first time with the eyes of love. It's funny, as I was reading this, I looked down and the timer was at 33:22. The universe is always guiding us. The universe does always have our back. It's always pushing us to grow. It's always pushing us to release the past because the past is gone. Those were lessons that we had to learn from and move on from, not hold on to and take with us. The past is the past for a reason. It's supposed to stay back there. You learn it and you let it go so that you can continue on in the present towards whatever future you're building and manifesting. Right? Letting go of the shadow of the past. You know, if someone has hurt you in the past and you're thinking about starting over with them, you know, like I was mentioning before, you know, people that are afraid they're going to be unfaithful a second time because maybe they were the first time. Or, you know, if you keep holding on to that past vision of somebody and bringing that energy into the present, that's what you're going to manifest. You're not even going to realize that you're triggering this person to react in a certain way to you that doesn't feel like them anymore. That's bringing up an old version of themselves that they don't like, and you're going to cast them back into old patterns of behavior because you're bringing their vibration back down to a place in the past where you're still stuck. And you're going to sabotage it. You're going to manifest it. You're going to manifest it. Like maybe someone who really wasn't looking forward to cheating on you again might leave you for somebody else. Even if they didn't cheat on you with them, they might just straight up leave you for somebody else because, you know, you're always worrying about them cheating, or you're always in a fear. You know, you're always in fear. They can't take it anymore. Like you need to get over your fear because they weren't treating you that way. They still aren't treating you that way. They left you this time to go be with somebody else who isn't putting that on them, who isn't treating them like their old version, who isn't disrespecting them as their new version, because that's how they used to be, right? People are always saying, well, you know, I changed. I'm not the person I was. I'm not the person I used to be, but they still treat me like that, you know, especially when it comes to family. Like I'm not the same person I was when I was 18. I'm 30 some odd years old, and they still treat me like 18-year-old blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Yeah. And imagine that's how you're treating your partner. They're a new person. They've made promises to you with sincerity, and you're still afraid. You know, you push them away because you didn't let go of the past, even though they did. And so you will stay stuck in the past as they proceed to enjoy their present somewhere else. You know, put love in everything that you do. Know that just like you can change, other people can change. And when you change, other people by default will change. Because when your energy changes and your vibration changes, you start to attract people of like vibration to you. You start to attract people of like vibration to you. So when you are healed of your past, you will attract a vibration that is not resonating with that past energy because you've healed yourself from it. That's exactly why, you know, somebody can say, well, I'm not cheating on you now, but I'm leaving you for somebody else. And you're like, oh, you were probably cheating on me with them. And you're like, they're like, no, I really wasn't. But thank you for reminding me why I'm leaving. You know? You got to change. You got to change. You don't like where you're at? You got to change you. It starts in here every time. So I pulled the Whispers of Love deck out by Angela Hartfield. And I picked this deck with the intention of pulling an action for you to take. So that's the intent that I'm going to hold as I shuffle for you. This last card, or cards, depending on how the universe feels about it. What action step can you take that is in your immediate highest good? For those of you who would resonate and see this. True love. This is the once in a lifetime kind of love. With this message, and the way I feel about healing and love. This is your inner divine masculine and your inner divine feminine. This is where your action and your mind is in a vibration of love with your emotion and your intuition, which is also in a vibration of love. This connection within yourself, the balance of your inner duality, is the reason why you're here. This is the reason for your whole lifetime. This is a once in a lifetime kind of love. Once you find love for yourself, you don't ever go back. Once you learn how to respect yourself and that people will love you anyway, that the people who don't resonate with your authenticity will fall away, and all of the people that do will start to vibrate into your life and enhance your life, become the pretty rainbow sprinkles on a cake that you've already baked and iced and made delicious. They're your sprinkles. But this love is in yourself. Your soulmate, your twin flame, your divine counterpart. That only comes when you reach this within yourself first. You reach this within yourself first. That's it. Birthing this inner child within, And if you haven't seen it yet, I did a video, and it's called Divine Union, God, and the Purpose Through Healing. It's the truth. And it talks about birthing your inner child from within. The child's name is happiness. But it's how you manifest happiness in your life, going through your divine masculine and feminine duality and bringing them into balance. And so this will help you. This will help you if you haven't watched that video. The last half an hour or so is like review and commentary, question kind of stuff. But if you can absorb that message and let it resonate with you however it's meant to resonate, I think it will help you understand a lot. I think it will help you understand a lot. I hope this message in and of itself has helped you understand a lot. If you do want to book an actual private reading with me for what you're specifically going through, you have questions about certain people or things like that, you can find me on Facebook. All of my information is in the description there. And I wish you nothing but the best. Leave me comments, let me know how it resonated with you. Definitely subscribe to the channel. It's brand new. I've been doing this kind of stuff, intuitive work, for 20 plus years now. And I just started a YouTube channel. So, get the word out there. Racy's on YouTube. Racy's on fucking YouTube. So until next time, guys, love and light, love each other and yourselves. Bye.